out here for RWBY or for Game of Thrones? Because you missed that one. It's time for RWBY. Can I get some cheering for RWBY? Awesome. I'm Xiao. I'm so excited to introduce some ladies that you want to talk to today. We are going to be taking questions from the audience. We have 2 mics, so feel free to cue whenever you're ready. You know them as RWBY, Weiss, Blake, and Yang. Give some applause for Lindsay, Kara, Arryn, and Barbara. Come on out, ladies. Join us. Have a seat, please. Very much. Hello.
I get my own.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you very much for having us. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
So excited that you're all here. This show is so important to so many people. And it's so important, I feel like I want to start, because we're a bunch of ladies up here, I want to talk about the importance of kick butt ladies.
Kick butt. Girl power.
Yeah, you're talking about our characters, let's be clear.
You are all kick butt ladies, and you play kick butt ladies.
Thank you.
I can say them up.
I feel like the
it's fine. Butt's
modern
cool.
day Spice
All
Girls.
right.
Yeah, it's true.
So tell us why it's important to you to play such kick butt ladies.
I think the biggest thing that's important to me is whenever we meet fans who say, hey, you know, as a female, I really identify with your character, and it inspires me to move past a lot of obstacles that unfortunately do skew solely female in this world. And, you know, I don't want to say that we take credit or anything like that, but I guess it's very humbling, and we're honored that we're a part of that feeling of, you know, like empowerment, I guess.
Right, absolutely. And I think that we can all, you know, react as a team, and no matter, you know, girl, boy, whoever you are, everybody has, you know, a personality. Everybody, you know, has to be social and learn how to deal with, you know, their teammates and a new environment and new schools. And I think, you know, the combat skirt's pretty cool too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's super exciting just to be in the era of girl power once again, and I'm excited to be a part of that and to be able to bring that for everyone as well.
I mean, as your mascot, the Spice Girls once said, your mascot, girl power. No, it's really cool. The thing about RWBY is that it's for girls who are just cool characters. Like the fact that they're girls is just another aspect of who they are. But they're just cool characters. They're not overly sexualized. They're not overly feminine. They're just cool, badass characters.
Yeah,
Really?
I think another great part about it too is their personalities skew so differently too. It's not just carbon copy of what a blank statement of woman or girl would be. So that, yeah, anyone could identify with it. It doesn't
Right.
necessarily mean that as female characters you should identify as a female fan. It's like anyone could say, hey, I love Yang. Hey, I love RWBY. You know.
I know that season 3, or volume 3, I like seasons, series 3, ended with a lot of changes. What was
I don't know what you're talking about.
What was the most heartbreaking moment for volume 3?
Ooh.
For each of you.
For me, and I think Barbara can agree, is the end of Volume 3, Yang and RWBY's relationship hits kind of a very poignant and sad point that they've never really had before. Everything's very happy-go-lucky prior to that. And it was very heartbreaking to perform that scene. And we had people in the booth with us who were listening to our recording, and they said they got a little, you know, worked up, and we were the same way doing the performance. So that was a little sad.
Yeah, I'd say, like, you know, reading the script is a lot different. You know, you envision it in your head, but, you know, when I got to see it at the same time, y'all got to see it, and just, you know, seeing how everything came together or fell apart, really, in that way. That was really sad just to actually visually see it, and I cried a little bit. I did.
I mean, I think the most literal part that was
Yeah.
really sad was the obvious one, but I just watched the volume 3 in the theaters, and when Yang says she doesn't care that Blake's run, I was really hurt. I was like, okay, sorry.
Like, how could you, Barbara?
Mean.
Yeah, I definitely think one of, obviously, the saddest moments is also a very disarming moment.
Hi-oh.
You know, I really got to hand it to Miles and Carrie for writing such a great
This is
scene.
gonna be the whole weekend.
No, I mean, I think obviously it takes a huge emotional turn and just story turn at the end of Volume 3 where everything kind of changes. It's not just a bunch of kids at school being happy-go-lucky. It's, oh, you're in the real world now dealing with like some serious issues and serious problems, and you're going to have to grow.
Yeah.
It's like when Cedric dies.
Yes.
It's the turning point.
And then he becomes a vampire. Sorry, this is a lame joke.
I got that.
The changes, did that affect your performance going into Volume 4?
Yes, with RWBY, it's interesting because outward persona for RWBY is very, again, happy-go-lucky, bubbly, like I'm going to make it work no matter what, I'm determined. But even with Volume 1, there's a lot of internal struggle because when the show starts off, it's pretty heavily implied that her mother has already passed away, and then it is confirmed later on. So now I get to deal with those emotions internally and then everything else that has happened with her family members and her friends. So the performance sounds very similar, but the motivation is definitely different now.
Right. I would definitely, agree with Lindsay. I'd say that, when Weiss, well, spoiler alert, everyone's already seen the end of Volume 3. When Weiss's dad comes and she goes away, it's kind of one of those things where I had to really think about, all right, usually Weiss is interacting with, her teammates, and now it's really going to be a family interaction. And it was challenging, but it's one of those things that I think everyone's really going to like, and it's to be I was going to say to be determined,
To be
but that doesn't work.
discovered.
To be, there you go, you'll see.
I'm really appreciative of the fact that Blake is no longer just talking about how horrible things were before, and now she's actually working through what happened in her own way. Slowly but surely, she's made it. So absolutely, going in, I'm excited for more actual growth for Blake.
With Yang, obviously she experienced something in Volume 3 that affects not only her physical abilities, but just who she is as a person. I mean, she's so much connected with her fighting and her skill, and when a character who needs both arms to use her weapon now, spoiler, doesn't have one of those. Obviously you don't get over that very fast, and it takes a long time, and it could live with you for, your entire life. So she's definitely going to be battling some of those emotions and those demons, but I'm hoping she could grow and move on eventually.
It's just an arm. Get over it.
So let's start taking their questions.
Hello.
Hello.
We can hear you.
I got you, boo.
So this isn't exactly about RWBY. I'm a big fan of RWBY and this team in general. Can we expect to see like the cast of RWBY on Always Open after series 4 ends?
I don't know if we'll be able to get everyone together for this season of the show, just because Arryn lives in LA, and so she's making it hard for all of us.
I'm sorry, my life has just
I mean, these
ruined
two
yours.
travel so much independently, but even Barbara and I are traveling all the time just to come to conventions like this and meet all of you. So as much as we would love to, it's going to be a little difficult logistically, but maybe.
It'll happen eventually. I know it's been requested a lot, and I'd love to
Right.
get all of us on an episode. I think it'd be really fun.
Truthfully, I'm like super nervous about ever being on Always Open.
Why?
Because I don't know how.
You don't want to talk about like butt stuff and stuff?
Yeah, it's the most chill show in the world.
I don't know if I can just like expel.
We still have to do a Let's Play in RWBY Grim Eclipse as our characters too.
Yes.
So.
Hop up.
Yeah, one person, yeah.
You mean you don't like Jeremy's Weiss?
Oh yeah.
I've seen that.
Michael's Yang is the best.
Hi guys, I'm Yang.
So good.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
In your opinion, what do you think is the most significant way your characters have developed from Volume 1 to Volume 3, aside from dismemberment?
That's kind of like a de-involvement. Devolvement.
Develop.
I don't know.
Did develop.
For Ruby, and I'm sorry this is going to spoil some stuff, but she watches some people who are very close to her die. And that was pretty intense as an actor and again as the character itself. And I feel like I get to grow with her And now moving into Volume 4, she's got to deal with that, and that's never going to go away.
Definitely character development as far as, Weiss goes. We all saw when in season 1 she wasn't very nice to everyone. She was kind of in her own head, and I think now she's realizing that there's more to the world than just her world. And I think that's something that, is really important, just, not only in her school interactions, but also in interactions with, her team and how she handles different situations thrown at her.
The fact that Blake has now allowed herself to trust a leader again is a big deal for her, I believe. She's got a lot of trust in RWBY. And that's not something that I usually talk about or think about, to be honest. But yeah, she came from a really horrible, oh gosh, what is it?
Background upbringing.
No, it's gone. It wasn't good, basically. And now she's okay with having friends and talking about her feelings and what's actually happening in her head and trusting RWBY and just having friends. It's pretty exciting.
Her development is she likes friends.
She likes people.
I think for Yang, the biggest difference between Volume 1 and now is that in Volume 1 and 2, and most of 3, she acted as this very motherly figure who wants to protect everyone and is very confident in her abilities and always stood up for people, and it never bit her in the ass until the end of Volume 3 when she tried to protect someone close to her, and it did not end up well. And I think that made her lose a lot of her spirit and who she is, and just kind of made her give up a little bit in terms of not caring about wanting to protect anyone just because she couldn't and she didn't think that she could.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mentally abusive.
Hey-oh.
So normally,
You're
It's
good.
on.
normally when I meet awesome guests like yourselves, I typically whatever.
Can you talk closer to
Yeah.
the mic?
Yeah, we need your mouth as close to the mic without touching it, please.
Yeah. Lick it. Please don't.
Now I've lost my train of thought. There we go.
Sorry.
Normally, when I meet guests as awesome as yourselves, I do fan art for them. Is there anything that you would like someone to draw for you, in particular?
I had a very hard time hearing that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
I think the question is that you're very similar to the characters. Is there something that you wanted them to draw from you when they made the characters? Is that correct?
Well, just fan art I would do for
Oh,
them.
fan art.
Yeah.
Fan art.
Literal drawing.
I want to see Weiss.
Weiss. And Weiss together. Nice. I like it.
I don't know.
We always check out a lot of different fan art. I mean, the biggest area that I can think of right now, just off the top of my head, is scanning the Tumblr tag for RWBY. But we see so much incredible artwork from the community that it's really difficult to pick some of our favorites or anything that inspires us the most. All of it is inspiring.
Yeah, it's cool to see all the different styles people have when they do fan art and just how much time and effort they put into making something that, maybe not a lot of people will see, maybe a lot of people will see, but they just, are still so passionate about something, and then they put all that effort into making it. And we love looking at fan art. I know a lot of us print it out and post it on our walls. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we love it.
My bedroom is just absolutely covered in Yang fan art. Yes.
Thank you.
And then one Barbara picture. Just one.
Hello.
Hey.
Sorry. In terms of how you either play the characters or how you're directed, is there much difference between holding a session of RWBY and RWBY chibi?
Oh, God, so different. Yeah. RWBY chibi was stupid hard.
Really?
Sorry.
Oh, man.
Well, because Blake is just so not funny. And in chibi, you kind of have to be funny. And I was like, oh my, I don't know how to do this.
For me, some of Blake's lines are the best part of RWBY Chibi for me.
It is.
There's one episode where they go through an entire play of Little Red Riding Hood, and Blake's one-liners to RWBY are just phenomenal. Shut down, shut down, shut down.
I'm pretty brilliant.
I love RWBY chibi. I think it's so much fun. It's such a fun, break from all the seriousness of, trying to convey, all the emotion of what's going on in RWBY, the series. And so I think chibi is just a really, we have a lot of fun with it. When I get in there, I laugh so much, and it's hilarious. It's just a great time.
And Pira.
Yeah. I guess the difference about RWBY Chibi versus RWBY for me is that it's a lot more over the top. So like Yang is a very campy character in RWBY Chibi. So for example, like during the Red Riding Hood play that they did, she was just like, it's everyone's favorite grandma! And she's just like really happy and excited, almost to a like over the top point, more so than in the show. So it's fun to do those things.
That one was a lot of fun because I had to actually like muffle and talk through my face whenever they dropped
I
me.
like the line where it was like, and then the wolf comes closer and you're like, hey, get closer. Or hey, come here.
But seriously though, why not Zwei? Like,
Why
it
not?
makes more sense.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a question that was tweeted at me from ABTV Rooster Team, the AfterBuzz After Show, and they wanted
Hey.
to know, was there an idea from RWBY Chibi that you loved that we didn't get to see?
Ooh. I don't think so, but we did talk about that before, how with RWBY Chibi we get to kind of explore a lot of the jokes that either the community has made, and some of them are directly inspired by comics that the community has posted, or it's jokes that we've made inside of the booth that they're like, oh, they can't put that in actual RWBY, but okay, let's put this in RWBY Chibi, that's funny. So I think every idea that we've had or seen has made it to the show.
Yeah.
Solid.
Nailed it.
Question. Oh, let's take it over here.
Oh.
I guess my question is it Team Ranger or Team Junior?
Ranger.
Team Ranger!
Ranger.
I vote Ranger.
Suck it, Sean.
She's our leader.
Hello.
My question's for Barbara. It's not really you.
That's me.
You get $1 million, but every time you make a pun, everyone around you for the next 15 minutes is allowed.
Is allowed what? I need to know.
Oh, he's
On the
got-
edge of my seat.
The suspense is killing me.
Did someone turn off your mic?
That's hilarious.
Is it, try it again?
No,
I guess
We're
we'll
done.
never know.
we'll
But
never know.
Whatever it was, I'll take the $1 million. Are you walking to the other?
Beautiful.
To the other side.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry, sir.
Right, try this again. You get $1 million, but every time you make a pun, everyone around you for the next 15 minutes is allowed to annoy you as much as possible, and you can't stop them.
I
So
feel like
that doesn't
that's how
So
it
what
is.
you're saying is like get $1 million for what already happens in my life.
Yeah.
Granted, but I mean, annoying to the point that you just want to kill everything.
I would take it because I have the ability to not make a pun. I don't have to do it.
I'll believe that when I see it.
I've gone like 5 minutes.
One final thing. But Arryn,
Yeah.
does Seto Kaiba know that Blake has stolen his jacket?
Does who? What?
Screw the rules. She has money.
No, she doesn't.
She does. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh thing.
I'm so not cool.
I'm a loser.
A day.
Yeah.
What is the most painfully British thing you've seen anyone doing?
I saw old women at the airport knitting doilies. Just waiting and chatting.
Barbara, didn't the woman next to you offer you some treats?
Yeah, there was on the plane here, there was a very cute British woman who was just like sitting in her seat all cute like and eating her snacks, and she like opens a bag of bonbons and she turns to me, she goes, would you like one, dear?
Yes.
And I
I've
was like,
seen-
oh, no. I don't take candy from strangers.
Your cues are painfully British.
I know supposedly you're not supposed to want to meet one, but I do want to meet, is a chav? Am I saying that right? A chav?
Chav.
Okay, cool.
Chavvy.
If there are any chavs out there, let's talk.
Like literally all the British I know is from Gavin,
Yeah.
which is probably a bad example. I learned what up the duff meant, just pregnant, which I don't know how that works.
Sounds lush.
Yeah.
Let's take it back over here and hope that it works. Or are we telling all these people to move over here?
Are we alternating?
Might need
Does
to.
the
Is
microphone
that
work?
mic working? The light decides.
Okay.
Hey,
Ooh.
nice cosplay.
Are you Yang or Jesus? No,
Jesus.
not to me.
Precisely. Anyway, if you could play any other character in RWBY,
Oh, they cut you off again.
I heard
I got it
that.
though. I got it.
I feel like this is happening on purpose.
If you could play any other character in RWBY, can we assume the end of the question is which character would it be?
Yeah.
Got this.
Shocking. Nice translator. I like it. I say it all the time, and I'm dead serious. Professor Port. Absolutely.
Nora.
I'm not ready.
Let me open for your answer. I would want to play Cinder because I think playing a villain would be really fun.
Emerald.
Yeah.
I'm tired. You don't know me.
Did you just say you don't know me?
Yeah.
Words are hard.
mechanism.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
What is Rogue's Scythe's name? I'm dying to know.
Ruby Rose's scythe?
No, crows.
Oh, Crow's scythe.
Hey,
Crow's scythe.
secret.
I would
We
guess
don't know.
whiskey.
Yes. Whiskey in the jarro. We don't know, to be honest.
Size senior.
Badass. Is that a name?
I don't think the writers have told us
Yeah.
any of the names of the
We
new
don't know.
weapons for a lot of different characters too. So you, more than likely you're going to be finding out pretty soon.
Trade secrets.
Yes. Oh, thanks. It's well the writers
I did
and
it.
mixed with Monty. Monty
Yeah,
had the ideas
Monty,
for a lot of
Miles,
them.
Carey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
All right, we're just on this
Yes.
side now. Hello.
Smart.
The microphone gremlin's got the other one.
Yeah.
So I know that you've got a script to work off of. You've got plot points that you need to get from point A to point B. How much latitude do you have to go off script to make your own jokes, make your own puns, that sort of thing?
Have you met Blake? I don't do anything.
Lindsay does a lot of
You
that.
sound like you need a hug.
It's true. It's funny because
How very Ren of you too. So caring and considerate. The writers are very nice in the sense that they allow us to be somewhat a part of the creative process. So no, we're not in the writer's room with them, but when we're recording in the booth, if there's a moment, like I like to ad-lib a lot because I'm a dork, and sometimes they're like, oh, that's really funny, and let's go ahead and leave it in, like the whole tuna line that stayed.
That's
that was
my
pretty
favorite. That's my favorite.
cool. Oh yeah?
You like tuna a lot.
You do?
Yeah.
I like the kitty ears. That's pretty fun.
I feel like some characters are more able and inclined to make their own jokes and that kind of thing, and others not so much.
is there a plane taking off?
Yes.
It's ironic because the only pun that Yang says is written by Miles and Carey, and I didn't want to say it at first. So I was like, this is not up to par. But yeah.
No.
So we'll see if there's any more. So far, no, but who knows?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
The hardest part about voice acting for your characters? Like, I know some of you don't do as much of the voices like Lindsay, but what would you say is like the hardest part?
For me, first it was finding the voice, and if you listen to like Volume 1 versus Volume 3, they're very different, and I wish I could re-record them. But we really didn't know what RWBY wanted to sound like whenever we first started the show, and we didn't know how much innocence was going to be in her voice. So finding the voice initially was a little bit difficult, and now that I have it, it's fine to get into the voice, but if I go for a long period of time, my voice definitely starts to get a little tired, and I go back into Lindsay, and clearly I'm a low baseline with my voice, so sometimes RWBY sounds like she's been smoking some cigarettes.
Maybe she has.
I know
It's
we've
been a
said it
tough
before.
year.
Yeah, I know we've said it before, but definitely, and now it's gotten a bit easier, but the fighting sounds, the efforts, the joke that we always say,
The pooper sex.
Pooper rough sex. That's the
I'm too-
efforts.
Weiss
Nobody
would
knows
say
what you're
that.
talking about.
Oh, they do? Okay.
The efforts are the noises that you make whenever you're punching something or whenever you fall
Like-
in and that kind of thing, and they always just sound really unfortunate.
Yes.
You're not actually doing anything.
They always turn red, apparently, when they have to edit my efforts, because it's a lot of... and people, are probably already doing that. And I'm trying.
hate
I
efforts.
really, that was a fighting noise. I
No, that's
tried,
good.
but I don't fight every day, so I don't really know what.
I think I figured out the formula. If you're sending a punch or attacking someone, it's a sex noise. If you're receiving it, it's the poop.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Science.
There's a science
Mind
behind it.
blown.
Well, Blake is pretty just mono and chill. And so initially, whenever she didn't say much at all, it was really hard to make her sound not just dead, basically. So it took actually 2 goes to go into the booth and record something that sounded like a professional, which was really sad. They're like, all of this sucked. Can you come back? Yeah, okay, sorry. So yeah, that was really rough. Just because where she is was hard to find and make it sound like an actual person instead of just...
For me, the biggest challenge is the fact that I don't change my voice to do Yang. It's just my normal voice. And so it's hard. Like, I find that voice acting is easier if you're doing a voice. I don't know how to explain it, but you could almost just, like, you're acting, so you're doing a different voice, but just doing your own voice. Yeah, you're doing a character. Yeah. Doing your own voice is almost like, well, this is just me, but I have to put myself in the mind of this completely other person who's experiencing something I've never experienced before. So that's probably the biggest challenge.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hello.
We've now got 4 openings to RWBY. I was wondering which was your favourite. It's a big debate.
For us, there's still like a special place in our heart, I think, for the first intro, and we still sing it a lot. We'll be walking around the office, doing that,
Like the first and the third to tie. 1 and 3.
Yeah, sorry.
Keep going. Great job.
Yeah, the first one definitely has a special place, I think, for all of us. But
I get goosebumps.
I have watched the Volume 4 opening so many times, and the more I see it, the more I love it. Yeah. And I think it's the most anime out of all of them, which is like really cool. So yeah, I like the 4th one.
It's like, who's that?
Who's that?
I don't know. Yeah, I do.
Thank you.
Before we take the other question, I have another tweet from @ABTV Rooster Team. And speaking of Volume 4, there's a new visual style.
Absolutely.
What did you think when you saw it, and when did you see it?
Barbara and I especially like to creep on the servers that we have at work. So any little bit of progress that an episode makes, we see it because we're nerds and we're like, oh, I want more RWBY. But whenever they showed us the animation pass, where we shifted over animation clients from Poser to Maya, so a lot of what you're seeing isn't necessarily a change in the style of the show overall. It's a shadow pass. We now have people who are just focusing on making sure the lighting is proper and the shadows are set. So you're really seeing more definition. And for us, whenever we first saw the final product, it quite literally blew our minds.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I saw it probably when I did my first recording for Volume 4, and they're like, well, you might want to see something, and they didn't really tell me what it was. And I was like, oh, she has a new outfit. I just freaked out with the outfit, and I love that. But as far as the style goes, it's so clean and very different, but in the same way, it's very fluid, and I think that it's something that's very anime-esque. I think everyone's really going to like that.
I didn't get to see anything until RTX, so I got to be excited just like everyone else. And then when it came out last Sunday, I was like, I'm like you guys. I don't know anything. No, it's so beautiful. I'm so excited. It makes me super proud of all the work that everyone's doing. I don't know if you can
RWBY
actually
is
hear me
great.
when I talk.
Yes, closer. There you go.
I think I actually touched it.
Yeah. I also, the first time I really saw the new animation in like all its form was at RTX when we watched the trailer for for Volume 4. And I like, it wasn't even complete then, and then Miles showed it to me on his computer when it was done, and I just remember watching it, and I said this a lot. Yo. Yo, like over and over again. I don't know why that was my reaction. I was just blown away.
You were much more G-rated with your response.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yo.
G-rated.
Yes.
Oh, for Fairy Tale, Cosmos. So for those of you who don't know, I do a character in Fairy Tale, the English dub, named Cosmos. She's a villain, and she's got huge boobies. Yeah.
Woo. Big surprise.
It's really fun doing that because that's like a character I've never played before. I have to completely change my voice, even though it still sounds like me, but I have to do a lot to kind of get that really like light, airy tone to myself. And just getting to do a voice for a dub is like a dream come true, and I never thought I'd be able to do that, so it's been awesome. Thank you.
What's been your favourite weapon from Volumes 1 to 3?
Sorry?
Ooh,
Favorite weapon?
I'm a fan of Ooblex. It's pretty sweet.
His coffee cup.
Yes.
Can I be biased and say Weiss? Weiss's weapon, maybe?
Weapons? Is that was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trident.
Oh, yeah?
So cool.
I think Neon Cat's nunchucks are cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
The
Those
glow
are
stick
pretty fun.
nunchucks. Yeah.
Oh, and Nora's.
I also like Neo a lot. The umbrella
Yeah.
fighting is pretty sweet.
Yeah. She's going down.
There's so many good ones.
Don't know what I just did.
But thanks.
Barbara and Arryn, your characters have faced two people we don't really know much about yet, Adam and Neo. Do you have any idea what age they are?
17.
Adam and Neo?
Oh, wait. Adam and Neo?
Oh.
Adam is 95
And a half.
and Neo is 7. Yes. I have no idea.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do not
I
know.
don't think
I
there's
would-
an actual. I feel like maybe Adam's
He's probably similar age, maybe like in like mid-20s.
23.
Probably.
And Neo is like 3,000.
Yeah.
Probably.
She's a fairy.
Well,
That's
we'll
not
just say
true.
they're
That's not
timeless
canon.
and ageless.
Exactly.
So between 7 and 3,000.
Yes.
Exactly.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Are you dressed as Lil J right now? Oh, that's awesome.
Yes. That's
I'll
amazing.
tell him you say hi.
I'm Monster Truck.
Yes, you are.
I was wondering, RWBY has like inspired a lot of people. Have you ever seen like original characters
Yes.
around? Have you ever like really wow?
Yeah, I mean, we look at fan art and stuff online all the time. We, search the RWBY tag on Tumblr and look on Reddit and everything like that. And we often see people create their own characters who have their own weapons and their own backstories. And that kind of stuff is really cool.
Yeah. There's a few other like original character creations that we've been able to send in like internally. I know some people have expressed interest in helping out with writing, like to Miles and Carrie. They've been
Velvet.
yeah, they've been nice enough to allow us to send in some stuff. Like I sent in one. Maybe I thought a Rapunzel character would be kind of cool. Maybe she could like cut off her hair and become sentient and attack people. But maybe it does never happen. But they're willing to accept ideas like that. And same from the community. We're always looking at new character creations.
Speaking of Rapunzel, let's see you.
Yeah. I've been creepily staring at you this whole time.
Thank you.
Neon Cat has roller skates.
Little
Let you all know that we are running low on time.
I saw you.
So I apologize when I cut you off. Just so you're aware.
Let's do it.
So is this last question?
Hi.
Okay.
Hi.
So you get a script from Miles, Carrie, whatever. Has there ever been a time where you thought, actually this doesn't sound right for the character? Because obviously you've got such a strong link to them. Do you just follow their direction without question, or have you ever felt to say
There was one line where on the script, Weiss said bajillion, and I said, there's no way Weiss would ever say bajillion because that's not a real word. So I did change it, and it was, billions instead of bajillion. But, little things like that I tweak. But I think, it's fun. For the most part, they really know our characters pretty well.
I actually felt really proud. There was an episode of Chibi, and I read it, and I was like, this doesn't sound normal. This doesn't sound like anything Blake would say or how she would say it. And Carrie was like, yeah, someone else actually wrote this script, and it wasn't Miles or Carrie. And I was like, I know these things. It's in my bones.
Yeah, I've never had one of those moments, actually. I think Miles and Carrie know the characters almost better than anyone.
Yeah.
So I completely trust their judgment, except obviously there's little moments like that where, you have different insight playing the character. But no, I've never had that with them. I think they do an amazing job at capturing the essence of who they are.
Yeah. For me, it's small line tweaks, same thing. I'm like, Ruby might not say it exactly like that, but I always try and read it once, like it is in the script, just so we have it, and then I'm like, okay, let me try this for you, and here, you can tell me how it sounds. And usually it's about like 50-50 for whether or not they keep it in.
Thank you for coming.
Hello.
Hey, nice scarf.
Thank you. I'm just wondering if Sly had a voice, what would it sound like?
Hey, what's up?
James Earl Jones.
Yeah. I feel like he would sound like he smoked too many cigarettes, and he'd have like a really low voice for no reason. Hey, I'm a dog.
I want him to have Watson's voice from the RT recap.
Oh, nice. Watson from
The
RT
little
Recap.
tiny one. Like that.
Or maybe like a
But
Hatsune
smoking
Miku
voice is probably funnier.
Thank you.
Thanks. I just love the idea of a tiny dog having an old man's voice.
Like a Zootopia?
Yeah.
The like fox, fennec fox?
Exactly.
I love that movie.
Lindsay, Cara, Crow versus Winter, the rematch. Who wins?
Wait, was it
Sorry, yeah. You said Winter and who?
Crow.
Crow. Oh, well, Crow, duh. Is that even a
Winter?
question?
Agree to disagree on that one.
Kara's not going to talk to me for the rest of the trip. Probably Winter, though. She's a little bit more highly trained, in all seriousness.
I think
Yeah,
it would
Crow's too
depend on
drunk.
how
I don't
much.
know if he'd get the right strikes or not.
I think it would depend on how much Crow has had to drink that day.
I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
he's like that Mortal Kombat character though that like fights drunk.
Oh, yeah, the Drunken Master.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got some tricks up
Perfect.
his sleeve.
She would cut off his tongue.
Been playing a lot of Mortal Kombat
Okay.
lately.
Hi. When you first found out about the ending of season 3, how shocked were you?
No.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I was
we
like,
knew
Barbara's
for a
known
little-
about this for some time. I think a lot of us knew what was
Yeah.
going to happen before we even started the show. So we kind of braced ourselves for
Yeah.
impact.
The one thing I knew, the arm thing.
Yeah,
I
the
didn't
arm thing I
know.
didn't know.
Yeah. I knew about it since before I even started voicing Yang. That was just one of the character traits that Monty told me about that was going to happen. And if you rewatch the Yellow trailer, the line at the beginning actually talks about asymmetry and being asymmetrical. So it's kind of foreshadowing.
I got chills. I didn't realize that. Woo.
It goes deeper.
I know.
Hey, I was wondering.
That was incredible.
I was wondering
Wasn't
how
ready.
Each of you got into doing voice acting. Like, was it something you always wanted to do, or did you fall into it while trying to do something else?
I grew up about 15 minutes away from Funimation in Dallas, and since I've been an anime fan since like 7th grade, I always thought it'd be really, really cool to voice act, but I was trying to be realistic, and I thought that probably won't happen, get used to it. Then I started working at Rooster Teeth, and Monty approached me to do RWBY as he did the other girls, and I thought, like, holy F, I have no idea that this would ever happen in my life, and now we're sitting here with all these fans of the show that we voice for, and it's very surreal, and no, we never thought this would happen.
Yeah, I mean, I was the receptionist at Rooster Teeth, and Monty came up and had a crazy idea and starts talking to me about it. And I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Like, that'll ever happen. And now here we are, and it's been amazing, and we're so grateful, and thank y'all so much for watching. And I'm like looking out going, oh my goodness, there's so many people, and I'm really nervous right now. So I hope y'all like it and have fun. Yeah.
I've always been in theater and acting and singing and that kind of thing. And to be honest, I never really thought about voice acting as a job. But it totally makes sense because I was always that weird kid making weird voices and accents and that kind of thing. And whenever Monty approached me with it, I was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of this before? And I actually am kind of decent at it. And now I go to conventions and go on panels with Nolan North and Troy Baker, and Nolan North knows my name. And it's amazing to be included in such, like with people that I've looked up to. And it's just astounding that these people are like, oh my God, who are you? I'm like, thanks. I'm new here.
Yeah, growing up, I had two brothers, so we would often make sound effects when we were just being stupid little kids. And I always liked imitating different characters and doing silly voices, but I never thought voice acting would be something I would do professionally, let alone for a show like RWBY that has gotten this huge. So yeah, it just came about because of Monty thinking of all of us for the characters, and then that has led us to other opportunities to do voice acting, which has been amazing.
Yep.
Making
To have people
dreams
say
come
like
true.
you're a professional voice actor is something that we still feel like that's a misnomer, but I
Yeah.
guess it's true now.
Still
Don't know
new.
how I got up here.
Well, thank you all so much for coming. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you
guys.
guys.
Thanks.
I want to take a moment to thank ABTV Rooster Team, the after show at AfterBuzz,
Thank you.
which returns Thursday, November 3rd. I want to thank you all for coming. Thank you to our guests. We have more panels. Check your programs. And they're doing signings, photos, and I believe at the next panel we will have some footage.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Some stuff to show you.
next panel for RWBY. Thank you, ladies, so much for coming.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
Bye. We love you.
I just